Hi everyone, welcome to Selangor Human Resource Development Center or SHRDC. In short, what you guys are about to see next are a series of webinar sessions on various topics that we at SHRDC previously organized. We hope you will be able to enjoy and learn a couple of things from this webinar session today.
Hello, good morning, everyone. Welcome to those who are already dialed in. Good morning to you. So can you guys hear me? If you guys can, please give me a reaction, type in the chat box and say hello. Camelia, our speaker, has dropped a, all right. Thank you, Camelia. Okay, so I think people are still dialing in. All right, so if you guys don't mind, maybe we can start in another 2 or 3 minutes. Now it's 10:30 sharp. So do you guys mind if we wait for 2 to 3 minutes? All right, so maybe to give room for the others to dial in. If that's okay with you guys, can I get a yes? Okay, thank you, Camelia. What about the rest? Have you guys had your breakfast yet for today? I hope it's not too early for some of you. Okay, Tiffany, thank you. All right, thank you, I know. Okay, so while we wait, I hope for the rest of you, you can have your cup of tea or coffee, have it by your side, have a cup of water like me. All right, so maybe you can help yourself. Okay, so can you guys let us know, where do you guys know about this today's session? Is it from Facebook, LinkedIn, or which platform do you guys come to know about this session today? Maybe let us know in the comments. I see. So I know the person who told you about this, is he or she joining as well, or is it just you? I see, your mentor. Okay, thank you. I know. Good to know. That's good to know. What about the rest? I see. And for the rest of you, where do you guys hear about this today's event? Is it from SHRDC website, Instagram, or an email? Let us know. We just want to know where are the crowd mostly coming from, you know. All right, so before we start, I would just like to introduce myself. Hello, everyone. Once again, good morning. My name is Marisa, and I am from SHRDC, or Selangor Human Resource Development Center. So today's guest speaker will be collaborating with Kabel. All right, and Camelia, our guest speaker, is the CEO and founder of Kabel. So she'll be our guest speaker for today. So I will be today's moderator, as you can see from my background here. Okay, but I won't be doing much actually. Most of the session, Camelia will take care of it. Okay, so I will just do her introduction very briefly, shortly. Okay. So Camelia, do you want to start now? Is everyone ready? I hope everyone is ready.
Sure. I'm ready.
All right, that's great. Okay, so once again, we will start shortly. So I will just go over the basic housekeeping rules. So for today's session, it is expected to last around 1 hour and a half. All right, at a stretch is 1 hour and 30 minutes lah. All right. So if you have any questions, you can unmute your mic or type in the chat box, and during the Q&A session, and Camelia also will be asking you guys something, some questions. Normally we'll be engaging with you guys, so please be responsive, be engaging, and stay in front of your laptop or your tablet or wherever you're dialing in from. All right. Okay, and we do have a poll question, and we will launch it during this presentation. Okay. All right, so as you guys can see, this session is recorded. So if you guys need to go back to view, if you guys want to view this recording session, it will be up on SHRDC YouTube channel, which will be shared via your email, okay, in the thank you note after this session ends, okay? All right, so webinar e-badge will be provided. So please make sure to stay until the end of the session, because we will only provide the webinar e-badge to those who actually meet the attend more than 80% or 90% throughout the session. Okay, so please make sure that you guys will stay until the end. So this is a sample of the webinar e-badge. So basically, you can consider this as a digital e-certificate or certificate of participation. Okay, so without further ado, I will start inviting our guest speaker to the floor today. So she is Miss Camelia Low, and once again, she is the CEO and founder of Kabel. All right, so as you can see here, Camelia, she has over 16 years of experience, basically in recruitment. So I would say that she is the best candidate or the best speaker to be speaking on this topic today, which is digital resume and personal branding, because she has met, I'm sure she has met a lot of people from the industry, various industries, regardless of, you can see that it's automotive, telecommunication, and this is just to name a few. I'm sure there's more, but maybe Camelia, she has forgotten some of it because she has been doing so much over the last 16 years. Okay, so you guys are not aware, so she is the CEO of Kabel. So on the right side, that is the Kabel app. So if you guys know Tinder, so basically it's the same concept, I think. But Camilla will explain further on what she does and her company does. Okay. All right, so I think that's a very brief introduction for me. Maybe Camilla, I'm sure she will handle it very smoothly and better than I do. So Camilla, if you're ready, you may take the session over. Thank you.
Thanks, Marissa. Thanks, Marissa, for the introduction, and also good morning to every one of you. I am so excited to be here. And thank you, SHRDC, for inviting me as a guest speaker. So how is everyone today? Can you please help me by, I haven't had my breakfast, so I need a little bit of an energy from the audience, right? Can you just say hi to each other, say hello to me and good morning to the world today? Yeah, by typing into the chat box. Good morning. Have you had your breakfast? Maybe can let me know what kind of breakfast that you have taken this morning. Anybody had that favorite nasi lemak this morning? Good morning, good morning. I know, good morning, Penny. Good morning, Hasnina. Nurel, good morning, Suhazain. Good morning. Nohusna, good morning. Naili, good morning. Hello, everybody. That's great. So, good morning, Nozahida. Thanks for attending the workshop today. The webinar today. And today I'll be talking about digital resume and personal branding and why is it important for you, right? Apa khabar? Hai Tek Lee, khabar baik saja. Okay, so can I find out from the audience today, how many of you are actually, experienced hire? You have, had corporate experience, or you guys are actually fresh grads from uni, from school? Can I just get a temperature of the room? Are you guys experienced higher? Thanks, I know. How about the rest? With corporate experience, thanks, Tek Lee. The rest of you, are you guys fresh? Still a student? Okay, very good, Hasnina, for investing your time today. I'm in my final year, a student, right? Okay, great. Thanks, Suha. Thanks, Nelly. So majority of you are still a student with final year graduating soon. Am I right to say? Yes. Okay, cool. All right. So no worries, Tek Lee. I know we will be making this webinar applicable to you guys as well. Well, I learn everything. I mean, I learn things on a daily basis, right? So, and digital resume and personal branding strategy is relatively, I wouldn't say totally new, but I think that there are many people out there who is basically still quite, I wouldn't say, not aware of actually how important personal branding is in today's life. I know I've been on a career break for a few years, so almost like a newbie. Cool, all right, generosity. Okay, I believe some of you are actually coming in from LinkedIn. Am I right to say? Isa, just now you mentioned that your mentor actually provided this app. Was that from Zalina? Yes. Okay, cool. All right. So without further ado, let me just share my screen. And let's start. Okay, can you guys see my screen right now? Okay, cool. Yes? You're Zalina's mentee. Yes, Zalina. A very, very good mentor for you. I'm so happy for you, I know. Okay, so hope you guys had already had your breakfast. If not, feel free, like Marisa said, please grab a coffee, biscuit, or whatsoever, roti chana if you like, doesn't matter, and enjoy the show. Okay, so again, firstly, I'd like to thank the team at SHRDC for inviting me to share with you this very important topic to set you up for the working world or to come back to the working world, right? I'd like to thank all of you too for taking interest in my sharing session today. So my name is Camelia. I'm the founder of Kabel, a Tinder-like mobile recruitment app that connects like-minded people together. So in this case, it's a line manager directly to you as a job seeker. So my team and I has developed this app since 2019 with a vision to build a world where people will have fulfilling careers and businesses are sustainable with the right people, right? Why is it important to know your future boss? Here's an interesting study done by AIA Malaysia called Geram study done in 2019 with 2013 respondents here in Malaysia itself who ranked their top reasons why they want to quit their jobs. So a staggering 40% of the people that they interviewed said that they want to quit their jobs because their bosses are driving them nuts, right? So be sure you get to know your future boss before you sign up, sign off or your offer letter, right? So Kabel here is a platform that allows you to get to know your future boss, their vision, their mission, clearly understand their goal and expectation of that particular role that you're signing up for before saying yes and signing it off. So likewise, employers are also making their pick by checking you out through all sorts of platforms, typically social media platform before making a decision to hire you. So would anyone like to take a guess on what is the percentage of employers that will snoop you out on your social media pages before they even want to have a short interview with you? Take a wild guess. 100%. Okay, right. Social media is available, right? So how many percent of the employers actually will snoop you out on social media page before they pick up the phone and say, I want to have a chat with you? Just take a wild guess. Lee says 100%. Who wants to take a guess? 59%, 90%, okay, none, not quite close yet. Thanks, I know. Thanks, Marisa. Students, fellow students, come on, just take a wild guess. You guys, I'm quite sure you guys have got like TikTok account, maybe not Facebook, Instagram, nearly 80%. Okay, good. Soalan cepat what? Caps emas ini? Okay. So according to a study done by Career Builder, it's 70% of the employers use social media to screen candidates before hiring. Believe it or not, 70%. So for the nearly you're quite close, right? So which leads to our topic today, digital resume and personal branding strategy. So I truly strongly recommend you to have a virtual personal branding. Believe it or not, 57% of the employers are less likely to call someone if the candidate is a ghost online, means can't be found. So 57% chance, yeah? So guys, you need to make sure that you have a virtual personal branding here. Okay, let's check out some other statistics. So in 2020, the number of graduates increased, and the number of unemployed graduates also increased as well, right? So I'm quite sure after years of hard work, all-nighters, yes, and lots of fun, uni is over, or what reason that you actually took a break, maybe to care for your family and whatnot, it's over. And along with all the excitement, you are probably now feeling a little bit of an anxious and perhaps even wondering if you're going to be the lucky one to land a job quickly, right? There are some studies to say that it's normal for people to actually get a job within the 6 months, but let's try to actually cut this time shorter and get you hired right away. So a strong personal branding is very important these days. Why? Because we live in a world where good jobs are really hard to come by. We live in a world where it's highly competitive because talents are available everywhere right now. Connections are made available everywhere. So a strong personal brand can help you eliminate that competition. So our goal today, right, is entitled Digital Resume, Personal Branding, and our goal today is to get you hired, right? Today you will learn how to stand out in your job search with a new powerful resume and how you will get shortlisted in an interview. So quickly, again, some housekeeping rules, just a few reminders like what Marisa has said earlier. I'm just echoing. Kindly mute yourself, but feel free to ask questions at any point during the presentation in either the chat box or Q&A. Since we're actually a small group today, only about 20 participants, just perhaps use the chat box to ask questions. I'll reserve some time at the end of each of the presentation to answer some of the questions. I'll do my best. Not very great at multitasking, but I'll do my best as much as possible to actually, answer your presentation. So, but I'm feeling very lucky today that you guys, I have that energy and you guys will be probably engaging a lot. Ask questions so that this flows very nicely. Oh yes, and please prepare some notepad and pen as there will be some practices as well. So yeah, so have that standby. Okay. Who is feeling totally confident like this guy right now about landing yourself an interview? Say yes. Give me that very confident yes. Tak ada orang ke? Okay. Marisa, if you could help me, can you help me send out the poll?
Sure.
We have actually set up, and guys, help me to actually fill up the poll, yeah? Okay, how many of you actually how do you feel about finding a job? I'm very excited and confident that I can find a job, or I know exactly what to do. I feel anxious about whether I can secure a job, or I'm totally lost and I don't know what to do. Okay? All right, keep it coming. Keep it coming. All right. Okay, keep it coming. So most of you would be feeling quite anxious about whether you can get or secure a job. And I suppose that's quite a very valid concern, right? And I guess that's why you guys are also here today. And I'm sure you know that it's a very competitive world out there. So I remember back then, thanks for actually answering the poll questions. Okay, I remember back then when I was first applying for a job, right? I was extremely nervous, but yet very excited, right? With the prospect that I'll be stepping out into the workforce either, no, at that time it was very soon, right? I first graduated. So I was very worried that my 30 over resumes that I've sent out will get lost in the mail, right? Or the companies just did not find my cover letter and resume interesting enough to call me up. Okay, so this is like back maybe 20 plus years ago. Okay, that just basically disclosed how old I am right now. Okay, so today it's very different. You guys don't, you guys actually don't send out through, letters at the moment. Can you share with me by typing in the chat box, what is your biggest concern about job application? Just now there were like 80% say that you guys are actually anxious, right? So what is the concern that you guys have about job application? Jangan takut nak reply. Type saja. What's on top of your mind? Being ghosted? Okay, thanks Faizal. I think that's a very, very valid concern. Apa lagi? Not being able to answer the employers. Okay, that's also very valid. I know that I have not represented myself well via my CV. That was my concern too when I first started. So that's actually very normal. Yeah. What else? Apa lagi? Itu saja, not meeting the standards and expectations of the job requirement. Okay. Not sure where to apply my skills. Okay, that's also valid. Too competitive. Yeah, competition is high. Limitation of job. Actually, contrary to that, Penny, you'll be surprised that a lot of companies that I work with are saying that they cannot find people to fill up positions. So definitely there's no limitation of jobs, but if you're referring to actually finding a good job that fits you, yes, there may be a possibility in that. Yeah. So, okay. So let's talk about resume. How many of you think that you already have got a wow resume? Type 1 if yes, type 2 not sure. 2 not sure, Faizal. Okay, 2. Nelly, okay. All right. A lot of 2s. I'm quite sure some of you have actually bumped into Canva. Are you guys using Canva already? Type 1 for yes and type 2 for no. I know I was asking whether you guys are totally confident that your resume is a wow resume or 2 for not sure. Does that answer to your question? Yeah, okay. All right, so most of you actually would have actually heard of Canva, right? They're very pretty, very stylish. Thanks, I know. Okay, so not sure, yeah? Okay, that's fair. So we are in the same group right now, okay? So I know, have you heard of Canva? Canva is actually a template for CV writing and many other presentation templates as well. Yes, no? Yes, okay, great. So, okay, so for those who have actually typed yes, if you have actually used it, so be careful, yeah, because those are very pretty, very stylish and whatnot. But however, you have to understand that the companies that uses application tracking system or called as ATS, they use that to actually qualify your resume. So you may be disqualified if you use too much of color themes and designs from that. So my advice is keep it simple, use normal fonts, use bullet points to actually, you know, highlight your experience and your skills. Yeah, don't need to have too chunky of a CV that doesn't really work very well with the ATS. So how it works is that, you know, when you apply, the ATS will use it to screen. It's basically a machine, no human interaction at all. And then from there on, they will rank you like the top, maybe 50, top 30 for the recruiters to even give you a call, right? That's actually the first step. Okay, all right, cool. So next. So why personal branding, right? It's a great way to demonstrate your skills and knowledge. Say you might have, you know, you might be more knowledgeable in programming, for example, right? But if you go onto the website to search for somebody who can do programming on LinkedIn, and say Sam here appears to be on LinkedIn, right? Talking about all his programming experience and whatnot, he is definitely going to look better than you in this case about programming. So who do you think that the recruiter will be calling? So this is after the application tracking system. They have already shortlisted maybe 50 of y'all. And so this is, it has landed onto the recruiter's table, right? CVs and whatnot. But so this recruiter will be going onto LinkedIn and check whether you, I know, will have great programming skill, but then somebody else called Sam has listed all his achievements in programming. Who do you think that the recruiter will be calling? Of course, Sam, right? Okay, so that's number one importance about personal branding. Another thing is that it leads you to opportunities. Now, for example, if you're looking for internship or even a job interview, right? Curate what you want your recruiters to know about you. Okay, find the right messaging, the materials and the mediums to engage with the people that you're reaching out to, right? It can be more than just LinkedIn. Recruiters also do check out Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, if you have a Twitter, to get some insights of who you are as a person and what are typically your interests, right? There are some employers who will check you out just to make sure that you don't have a poor reputation online. So be very careful of actually what you post out there. And if you want to actually use this as your, private, platform to connect with your friends and whatnot, make sure that you go into the settings and set it up, set your privacy note up, okay? So that's number 2. Number 3, why personal branding is because it builds trust. The number of followings when you share your topic of interest speaks volume of your credibility. Last but not least, it also builds up to become your resume over time. Yeah, so it's a great way to show potential employers that you have worked hard to build that, particular skill sets that you have and that particular reputation online. So I would definitely today encourage you to start by beginning your career journey in investing your time into putting effort on building this piece up. So how many of you actually have got, some virtual social media platform out there that shouts about your skill? Maybe it could be blogging about food stuff, the typical Malaysian thing, everybody here is foodie, right? Almost, right? Or, if you're interested in some art or something like that, who has actually stepped into maybe LinkedIn, Facebook, or maybe share with me some platforms that you are actually using right now to build your personal profile. Sesiapa tak? LinkedIn. Okay, thanks, Hasnina. LinkedIn. Okay, great. Who else? For the students out there, do you know what LinkedIn is? Yes, okay, great. Facebook, Instagram for personal, okay. LinkedIn, but I'm not very active. Time to get active, I know. Okay, Suha says yes. No LinkedIn yet. Okay, time to build. But LinkedIn is not the only thing, yeah. So Faisal also shared FB, Insta, but it's for personal as well. So you may want to also, I don't know, some people actually create 2 Facebook and 2 Insta platforms, so that one is actually, made available to potential, networking group, like, if you want to get hired, means the recruiters or your line managers. Yeah, so you may want to also start that as well. Okay, so how to even start, right? Let's have a little bit of practice time here. So you may think of a project if you're a student, or maybe if you are, somebody who has left the corporate world, you may want to take a project that you have done at home, right? Think of a project that you've took part in the recent few years, and perhaps, even your internship program, if you have gotten some internship program, and start to jot down some of the points to start building your personal branding here. So you can start off with defining you in a word. So when people ask you, tell me about yourself, you can use this word, right? For example, I'm a team player. All right, that's defining me. And then highlight the experience that you have. You're using team player to relate with. Okay, so in this case, I will put the example as I've helped my university society in fundraising, right, to create awareness for gender equality project. Okay, so, and then I'm going to say what I'm actually looking for. So in this case, I am keen to be part of some marketing division as a marketing exec, for example. Okay, so I have to state it clearly. I'm looking for a marketing executive role or a position. And then what you've been actually doing to stay relevant to this particular marketing role, right? I would say that, I'm quite good at using my skills in content creation to advertise the project through multiple social media platforms. Okay, so at the end of the day, you can use all these 4 steps to help you string up a sentence to create a brand for yourself. So what I've actually done, I said that I'm a team player where I have been instrumental alongside with my teammates in fundraising campaign for a project on a gender equality organized by Entrepreneur Society. I would like to be engaged for a role of a marketing executive in your organization where I can utilize my skills in social media content creation that has helped me raise 2,000 ringgit Malaysia for that particular project. Is that doable? On your end, do you think that you can actually start to carve out these 4 steps and string them up together? Boleh tak? Yes. Okay, great. Thanks, Hasina. Okay, great. You may want to take a snapshot of this and then have that practice. Okay? All right, cool. So next. Now, once you've established that 4 steps and string the whole entire sentence together, you can actually use this in multiple mediums. Okay, for a start, I would suggest that perhaps decorating your LinkedIn. Why? Because most of the recruiters, most of the corporate professionals, if you're looking for a job, they will be existent there in that platform, right? That's first step. And then if you're a student, get your lecturer, okay, to give you a recommendation on LinkedIn. Go to him and say like, you know, Professor siapa-siapa, boleh tak if you can give me a recommendation, what, you know, from the past experience while dealing with me. They can simply just write anything like, you know, saying that Faisal is a student that, you know, often comes to me for, you know, some brainstorming session when, you know, he's stuck at a particular project. That basically, you know, it shows that, you know, you're a person, Faisal, with, you know, a good initiative. You're not afraid to ask. You will definitely come out and would like to brainstorm on ideas, right? Or if you have already gone through some internships, how many of you actually have gone through internships here? No one? Okay, where are you guys from actually? Which university? Can I just have a rough gauge? Okay, Faisal says yes. Are you all from public university or, okay, UITM? Okay, who else? Hasnina is from UITM, okay, Nelly, thank you. So, anybody else from UITM or any other universities? Mostly from UITM? Okay, UITM ada tak internship program? Ada, okay. So means that you all have gone through some internship during your final year or belum lagi? Belum lagi ke sudah? Next semester, not yet. Okay, perfect timing. Next semester, okay. Why I say perfect timing? Sebab during your internship, okay, you may already want to build that connection with your line manager, whoever that you're reporting to, okay, have that person be ready to actually grade you on a particular skill sets that you think that you have, whether it's a team player, whether that, you know, you would be one that is very creative, you know, want to be in the social media, doing marketing or whatsoever. So have this person actually prepare to give you that recommendation on LinkedIn. Okay, right. So if you're keen to establish a personal website or a post or a blog and have no idea on what, you know, you need to write, since you have got no working experience, just go ahead about writing about your personal interests. You know, it could be anything from playing basketball, from playing online games, or even a movie critic. Tak apa, you can start from there, right? For those who have actually left the corporate world for a while, you know, and perhaps, you know, if I'm guessing it right, you guys are actually, you know, from LinkedIn, and so those are, you know, ladies returning to work, right? You can actually come up with, you know, some of the projects that you have done, maybe taking care of your kids. What have you actually done, you know, managing them, managing their online studies and whatnot. Please feel free to actually share that, you know, on your personal blog or your website, and whatnot. Okay, that would basically help. So remember this, everyone is unique and has their strengths and gaps. So it's not necessary to only show good stories, right? You can even share failures as well and turn them into learning journals, right? Lesson here is not to fake it, but rather stay authentic in this journey of creating your personal branding. And people like authenticity nowadays, yeah? So the whole idea here is that work hard on your personal branding until you don't have to introduce yourself anymore. Okay, right. Once you have actually done that personal branding portion, having all the blogs on the website, or very easy, it would be basically on LinkedIn or FB or Insta, you need to start developing your network, right? To get into actually back into corporate, back into, you know, having a job or whatsoever, you need to start connecting either with recruiters or the line managers. Where do you find them? Okay, you can start networking on LinkedIn. Again, LinkedIn, I mentioned it so many times, where most of the corporate professionals are, by following certain thought leaders in the industry that you would like to work with, right? They usually post up sharings, if you were to scroll, and some contents. You may even leave a comment or two, or even ask questions to show your curiosity and interest over the matter, right? This speaks volume on your motivation, which is very important. Many of them will reply, and whenever you see a chance to connect, quickly make a short intro and click connect, right? Try to find reasons or, you know, questions that can lead you to, they say, okay, then PM me, all right? And that's where you actually start to do the connection to show that you're very motivated to learn about that topic, right? And naturally, these are basically thought leaders and their line managers who can actually make decisions on hiring you, right? You will be surprised that actually there's a lot of, if I could remember the statistics correctly, although most of the jobs actually are being posted on job portals, there is actually a staggering of 80% of the time that line managers actually get their hirings through their own personal connections as well. So example, like how I've actually shared with you, make some comments on their you know, on their social media posting on LinkedIn, and then from there create an opportunity to have a private messaging from them. You will be contacted, or rather you will be considered as one of their personal connection as well. Does that make sense to you all? They will remember you for the motivation, for the, you know, for being curious about the stuff that they are talking about. Does that make sense? Okay, thanks, Hasnina. All right. Okay, so networking is very important. Like I mentioned, okay, you can create from your own networking. Maybe you have saudara ke, you know, yang, you know, who's working in that particular company that you really like to work with. Stay connected with them, you know, ask them about the positions that usually that they are, you know, hiring, and start asking, or maybe asking them to introduce you to the line manager. That would be the most effective one. Otherwise, recruiters are plentiful on LinkedIn. Go to them and start connecting with them. In normal, ordinary days when there's no pandemic, there are career fairs, make sure that you go there. Maybe create, you know, some QR code, some, you know, name cards whatsoever, drop those in their booth. Okay, again, networking platforms like Kabel or LinkedIn or even Discord, right? You can, there are, you know, population or communities of people who are seeking for jobs. Try to go in there and start to, you know, kepo a little bit, you know, start to network and be friends with them. Okay, some of them actually have networking events within this community. So try to make an effort to connect, and also target companies as well. So if you know of a certain company like the Shell, or, you know, if you're a finance grad or whatsoever, you know, typically PwC, EY, they will have their recruitment drive in a certain particular timeline. Target those companies, stay in touch with their website, you know, on the career page, and see when they make announcement. From there on, you know, start to actually network with people who are, you know, recruiting. Okay, I want to share with you some of the stuff that, you know, employers look for, you know, in students, or even in, you know, some of the people who are returning to work as well. right? Like for example, Brigitta, who is the head of HR at Lalamove, say that since, okay, she said something about graduates, since graduates don't have real world experience besides internship, right? I look for curriculum activities and volunteering work with NGOs, right? This gives me an idea if the person is a team player and has good social skills. Okay, so remember points, good social skills and team player is the key to entering Lalamove in, for example. Then we have Karen Yan, who's a HR director in MCOR for Flexibles Asia Pacific. She said, I pay attention to keywords such as teamwork. Again, teamwork become another highlight, collaboration and prior working experience such as internship. So remember just now I say it's a perfect timing if you haven't actually gotten your internship yet. Learn to convert internship experience into your work experience and put that into your digital resume, right? LinkedIn branding is a good strategy to get yourself stand out among other applications. So if you see Karen Yan posting something, make sure you, number one, connect with her. But remember, yeah, she could be very busy connecting with everybody else, right? So create a reason for her to stay connected with you. You can start to ask questions, right? So typically leaders actually like people who are motivated to learn more about stuff that they posted out on LinkedIn. So try that out with Karen. Then Kishore here is actually the CEO of My Payments. My Payments is actually a startup. I believe that they have been, going a couple of rounds of actually funding, series whatsoever. So the company is actually a good place to start to hire. In a sea of cluttered fresh grads, be an individual and showcase yourself relating back to what you graduated for. Personality and degree is very important. That is what is actually valuable for the company. So in this case, My Payments actually value that sort, right? The personality and the degree that you're holding. Then Kitsan Abbott, this is a multinational milk company. He says that, okay, so he's a recruiter, yeah? He says that I look at extracurricular activities, how active this person is outside of academics. Internships, attending and learnings are obtained. So again, this is very important, internship. And finally, good grades and good school is a given. Now, what it means by is a given means that you even take a stone and throw into that pool of people, easily you will hit people with a degree, simply. So how is it that you want to actually stand out here, right? So again, the personal branding here is very, very important. All right. Okay. So summary here, personal branding and networking is the thing that you need to do right now if you're a student. If you're an experienced worker and that you have actually left, you can start creating, you can start to do that right now and build it from there. So why is it important? Current job application process is crowded. It's very hard for you to stand out among the other job seekers as well, right? Your resume might just go into a black hole and you never get called. Even if you're very good at what you're doing, you don't shout it out, nobody knows what you do, okay? So what I believe is everyone is a talent and should be given a chance to tell your story, okay? With the existing job application method, it's not favorable to job seekers, even experienced workers as well, yeah? I believe things could be better in this recruitment space by providing everyone an equal chance to showcase yourself as a talent and equal opportunity to get connected to employers. So that's how I actually came up with Kabel, the Tinder of jobs. So instead of finding, of course, your dating partner on Tinder, you find your future boss. Okay, so job come to you and match by Kabel, right? So this is basically bypassing, companies that use ATS to actually sieve your resume up. And hence some of you may say, I've heard that I get ghosted. So that's the reason. Yeah, it's just a one-way application. You actually do not know whether you've been disqualified by the machines or not. So just, allow me to share a little bit about Kabel, right? It allows you to brand yourself as an individual to your future bosses to see you and value you as an individual. So just as how I described it earlier in my introduction, it borrows the concept of Tinder, where it allows users to anonymously swipe to like or dislike other users' profile, which generally comprises of their photo, their current and previous working experience, some of their core skills and personal interests as well. So remember, I said earlier that there's a huge group of people that says that I'm going to snoop out my future employee, okay, over multiple platforms, not just on LinkedIn, but they go on Facebook, they go on Instagram as well. So some of you may say that, hey, that one is my personal platform. So kenapa they want to come in here? And if you put that in the private setting, some of you would just basically don't have a chance to stand out at all, and then they will skip to the next one. So Kabel is designed to actually include all that, where you can actually put in your personal interests as well as part of your branding. Okay, so in the case, it's just very, very simple 3 steps. 3 simple steps to actually, find jobs in Kabel. It works very similarly to the dating app, right? Create your own personal profile, and we call this your digital resume that makes you stand out to the line managers. Then all you need to do is just discover and pick from the recommended job cards posted by the line managers themselves. You can find out more about the job details and the manager's background before connecting with them. Once the interest is actually mutual, means both sides actually swipe right on each other, you can start chatting, with the managers using some guided interview questions in the app itself. So this is a time where you can hear directly from the potential future boss and take the chance to build the connection before hiring even takes place. By connecting directly to the line manager, you stand a better chance of getting their attention, and it's easier to even secure an interview, right? So how can we do this? Let's move on to some details, right? So if you have your phone right now, please go to the App Store and download Kabel, and you can straight away see that how to create this profile of yours, right? So I'm sure that you'll be able to put, your input or your information at ease. If not, some of you who actually needs help, please go to LinkedIn, connect with me, or I'll drop my, my contact number later towards the end of this presentation, and you can connect directly with me. I can work with you on how to use badges to stand out, right? So there are only a few crucial parts that I want to emphasize on when you make, build your personal profile using this digital resume on Kabel. Okay, number 1 is make sure that you share a decent photo of yourself. You don't need it to be taken in your work clothes or whatsoever, but you do need to look clean, tidy, presentable, pleasant, and front-facing. If you happen to bump into me in Kabel, you will see that my profile is actually on the side, which is actually not very a good representation, right? So most of the people will probably swipe left on me, right? Because they can't see who I am. The number 2 thing is that use the professional badges to stand out. So here is where the app can give you some idea of what to talk about. If you're a student, if you've got no idea of what is actually relevant to the work experience, pick one of the badges there, okay, and start to talk about it. So for returning mummies as well, go through, the badges, just pick on one of them that just, that's basically facilitating some of the ideas of what you can actually pick from there and start to cerita about what you have done. Project management, maybe you can say that you have a gardening project with your kids, while you're actually doing, managing the kitchen, trying to gather meals and whatnot for your kids. That is actually a very highly sought after skills. Do you know that? Being able to actually multitask in an organization, right? So make sure you take this opportunity to share what you have actually been doing in the past couple of years that you have been out of corporate. Some of the popular ones that the employers will be looking at, right, is already provided in the app. So know that number 3, know that you have interview etiquettes as well, right, that you need to manage as Kabel connects you directly to the line managers from the get-go, right? Please remember that your future bosses are not your friends. So they are chatting with you to get to see, whether you are suitable for the job. So make sure that you speak with maturity, okay? If you find chatting with line managers intimidating, Please practice hard your interview skills first, and if all fails, Kabel is there also to provide you some of the good questions that you can just click, to help you break the ice and ask some of the good questions about the job to give you some insights to the role. Okay, how many of you here is actually feeling pretty confident, about chatting directly with the line manager? Chatting, just like WhatsApp. So macam kita sekarang on the chat box, right? Boleh tak type, hi, I am who and who, I am from which university. Can I have just maybe, some examples of what you can just chat on Kabel, like introducing yourself. Hi, my name is Apa, I'm from this university, I studied this, as an icebreaker. I was going to say number 4 point, please do not ghost your line managers on Kabel, because when they swipe right on you, you swipe right, and after that, if you keep silent, like sekarang, it's going to be actually quite tough for you to get a job, because you need to know how to start communicating with your line manager. Be interactive and be responsive. Let's try out. Siapa volunteer? Siapa terasa nak try out? Kita boleh buat role play sekarang. It's like, okay, hi, my name is, okay, mana? Sorry. Tak ada orang ke? Hi, my name is Camelia. I am hiring an intern for student ambassador. Can I know who would like to apply? Can you see the chat box? Thank you, Teck Lee.
Yes, we can.
Okay, cool. So I'm actually hiring student ambassador, right? And the student ambassador is actually Kabel's kaki tangan into the university, working with the students. Kabel would like to find out the issues that students have today when they find a job. Kabel's objective here is to make that job application a very, very simple process, to the extent that next time you do not need to actually look for those source for the jobs yourself, but you just need to be able to start interacting with your line manager. So siapa terasa nak apply? Kita boleh buat role play sekarang. So how are you going to use the chat now that we have a chance to actually do some chatting? Can you use this platform to highlight your potential to get my attention in this? And this is a paid internship. Sorry, for those who are in LinkedIn, I know that this may be irrelevant, but you can also join in to do the role play. Remember the 4 steps I said earlier? Before the 4 steps, maybe you can introduce yourself, and then you can say, what is your strength? What are you looking for? And how you've actually been staying relevant to this. Anybody would like to try? Okay, using this. Where's that page? Hang on. Okay, give you that template, yeah? First, introduce yourself, and then tell me about yourself. Yeah, macam live interview, but on the chat. Anyone?
I think maybe some of them are like typing or drafting.
Okay. We can give like maybe 2 to 3 minutes, kan?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay, whenever you're ready.
Yeah, I hope everyone is typing in the chat box and just follow this template, and let's see. So at least I feel like Camelia can assess and point out what can you improve.
Yes.
Things like that. So
yes.
Please use this opportunity to discover your strengths and what can be improved, things like that.
Yes, that's right.
Yeah.
We can have some practice session.
And no worry, this is not a right and wrong session. It's just a very casual, so that Camelia can know.
Yeah. Okay, thanks, Faisal. Hi, my name is Faisal. I studied mechanical engineering. I'm looking for engineering roles in manufacturing company. Faisal, can you share with me some of the skills that you have actually been doing to stay relevant to manufacturing company and applying for engineering roles? I think that one is good. Only the last part, Faisal. What have you been doing to stay relevant in that? I know, I'm just going to play along. Okay, boleh, can, no problem. Go ahead, yeah. Faisal, it could even mean that, you know, you have been following some thought leaders on YouTube, you know, trying to see what are the latest innovation if you're a student, right? Because gaining, you know, getting work experience to share is a bit difficult for your stage if you're a student, right? So try to think about, you know, your personal interests. What do you do, you know, to enhance your skill in that engineering? I just graduated, only checking out company in the industry. Okay, great. So you can say that too, Faisal. You know, I've been going around studying, doing research about companies that are hiring engineering students in manufacturing. If you could zoom down to what sort of manufacturing company that would be ideal. If you have, you know, certain interest in a specific type of equipments, machines that you like to work with, you can also highlight that as well. Thank you, Faisal, for trying. Anybody else? Tak apa, kita small group, kita boleh try saja role play. I like automation and do my own Wi-Fi. Absolutely. Okay, that's fantastic, Faisal. So make sure that you state that as what you have been doing to stay relevant. Okay? And then when you get a chance to actually talk to the line manager, right, you'll be able to share a little bit more, right? For example, you know, I'll be asking you, okay, so what sort of automation are you referring to? Faisal, would you like to actually on your mic, and perhaps we can do a little bit of a role play of an interview? I know this is not part of the personal branding, but I don't mind. While other people actually is doing some preparation on this, tell me about yourself pitch. Faisal, would you like to on your mic? Okay, all right. Mic not working, is it?
Okay, I already made allow to talk for Faisal, so maybe you can just say hello. So this is a very small group. So
Yeah,
don't be shy.
that's right. Okay. Oh, your mic not working. Okay. All right. Tak apa. Next time then, maybe you can just chat. Continue to chat. Right. What sort? Is it a home automation system, smart system? No problem, Faisal. Okay, I think that we can move on to the next page since we've done having Faisal. Faisal, thank you so much for volunteering. You know, you've been a spot. Okay, we continue on to the next page. So this is Kabel, and this is how you find jobs. Okay, some of the stuff that you can share if you're a student, right? Besides, Faisal are really awesome, right? Automation and all that. But some of the stuff that you can share, right? For example, you can say, click on the badge, networking. if you're, for a student who connects friends through mutual groups, even inviting friends to Discord servers and whatnot, you can highlight that as well, right? Or, you can click on leader for leaders of university clubs, projects, groups, and whatever, all right? You can also click on that. Or maybe you're an award winner for those who have competitions or university awards such as Dean's Awards, just to give you some example. Or you can even say you're a Google Full Master for those who are good at finding research papers or information for assignments, or even finding cheat sheets and guides for games, right? Talent Scout for those who find and delegates people, players in teams, whether it's project team, sports team, gaming teams. Okay, I know, no problem, take your time. I know, connect with me if you like on LinkedIn, all right? We'll help you to work on that. Yeah, it's a good practice, but I like to follow up with you. I know, if you don't mind, please, I would like to have your LinkedIn, or you can connect me on LinkedIn, then we can work it out from there, okay? Right, okay. So if you find that Kabel is actually useful, right, after you download it, this is what we actually can do for you. Kabel actually automates the job sourcing and notification. So by the time that you are actually going for your internship, whoever the line manager that has posted internship on, say, engineering, it will be automatically surfaced on Kabel, right? It will help you to reach out to the line managers directly without you having to put in any effort into it, okay? Help you to stand out with the personalized profile, use the personal badges wisely to share, even if it's your student experience. So start to collect down the points, okay? But be interactive and responsive, right? It's so like right now, if I'm directly connected to you already, and if I don't hear anything from you, it's called you are ghosting me rather than the other way around, okay? And line managers will not have so much time to actually wait for, even a minute for you. Some other people who is a little bit more vocal, they will come on board and they will start chatting with me, and that's it. My attention is given to the other person, okay? It's already inbuilt with easy to use interview guides. So log in and check out all the features in there to help you to even break the ice, okay? Because it's built for people to actually connect with people. So based on values, visions, and goals, yeah? So don't let the opportunity pass you by. Do download this. It's already available on your app store. And I want to make an announcement on the matching event day. Coming 22nd October, we will have companies that will be coming on board to hire either interns or fresh grads. Okay, so keep that date in mind, 22nd of October. But first, what you need to do is, number one, download Kabel. Number two, create a profile of yourself. And perhaps I would like to add on the number three, start to actually practice your interview skills with your line managers. Be interactive. If you fail to do that, there's actually no point, going on to Kabel, because once they swipe right on you, again, you have to pick up your interaction skills and start to socialize with the line managers, okay? Or if you need more support, you can either follow me on LinkedIn, approach me, right? I know, yes, you'll connect with me. I'll be very happy to work with you. Or you can actually go into Discord, where we will be listing the type of companies that will be participating on that day, on the matching day. And I think that there will be moderators coming from my team, Kabel. If you need help, connect with them, and that they will assist you to, to onboard yourself successfully on Kabel. We can also go the extra mile to do the, interview practice and whatnot. Okay, follow us on all these social media website. And with that, thank you very much. Do you guys have any questions? Please feel free again to type your questions in the chat box. Well, I know, I'll check out Discord as well. Okay, it's my first time I'm hearing about Discord. Don't worry, I also discovered that only about a year ago. Don't worry about that, but that's like a very cool platform for younger and younger generations to actually start chatting. Yeah. Any questions?
Okay, Camelia.
Thank you, yeah.
Camelia, I think we have an anonymous question here.
Okay.
This person, he or she is asking, without any working experience, how do I make myself stand out?
All right. So no, okay. Is that person, anonymous person, are you a student, or are you somebody who has actually left the corporate world and then you are trying to come back again? You're most welcome, Faisal. I'm glad you did, Faisal. Thanks a lot for attending. Yeah. So if you're a student, you know, like I shared with you on this page, you can quote any example. You know, if you have been staying active in saying, you know, sports team, for example, you can highlight how is it that you have actually been instrumental in that particular sports team, whether you are the captain or whether you are just a winger whatsoever it is. Remember, I said that most of the HR managers or the line managers who are hiring fresh grads and interns, they want to see the word teamwork. Okay, so in Kabel app, press the badge teamwork and share a little bit of experience. What did you do as a team player in that football or that futsal, you know, team that you were participating actively, right? Maybe you are the RARA group that gets everybody to attend that particular futsal tournament on a weekly basis. And we know that that's not very easy to do, because to keep everybody, you know, hyped up, to keep the coordination work and all that, the timetable, the scheduling and all that, with multiple friends, multiple channels and connection, you can use that to shout out, this is my skills. And that's very relevant in today's world, because in today's world, we definitely need a lot of people who can coordinate. They're called project managers, for example, right? So use that opportunity to sell yourself that I'm able to coordinate very well, get people to, you know, come together, you know, to participate in a project. I hope that answers to your question.
Thank you, Camelia. Okay, this is another anonymous question. This person is asking, if I don't get any reply, should I keep following up?
If you don't get any reply, okay, so you need to definitely give them time. If you are saying that you already submitted your CV, you do not get any reply, if you have an email that is stated there, give it about 3 to 4 days. Write an email to say, I'd like to actually follow up. I applied for this, and all that, and then wait for a reply. But otherwise, do not just hung up on just one position. I hope that you have actually done your research to go apply for a few different companies as well, right? But do have a checklist of what are the companies that you have already applied for. One of the experience that some of the stories that I've actually heard from line managers and, you know, the higher side is that, right, when they give a call to the students or the fresh grads or whoever the applicant is, right, they don't even realize that they have actually applied for that company. And that sets a very bad, you know, tone to start off with. Like, hello, Marisa, did you apply for a digital content marketer in my company? My company is Kabel. Then Marisa went like, what company is this? Okay, that's a very wrong move. Okay, so have a checklist. If you applied for Kabel, if you applied for LinkedIn, if you applied for Discord, whatsoever, make sure that you have actually listed down and studied the background. And why is it that you want to have a spot in that particular company, right? Remember the word, how am I staying relevant, right? How is it that you're going to say stay relevant, but you don't even know the company that you're actually applying for? That doesn't really make sense. So be sure you find out the background of the company first, and then go for the department that you are interested in. If it's marketing, then why that marketing? Because marketing is quite broad, right? If you have no clue but general marketing, you can still, okay, then just apply and state that, you know, I'm very interested in basically doing Instagram marketing, or you think that you have got very good ideas about how to engage community via TikTok. This is the value that you actually can provide. So mention that in your CV as well. Yeah, I hope that answers to your question. Thanks for the question. Any more questions? Yeah,
I think that's about it from the one that I can see here,
okay.
From the anonymous question Q&A. So do we have any other questions from the floor? Because we're almost nearing the end of the session for today.
I hope that you guys find this session useful. Like I say, I mean, you guys are a little bit over the quiet side. All right. And if you all need help, do PM me on LinkedIn or find me on Discord. I'll be there. All right. If you're a little bit shy, girl, what's for whatsoever reason, just PM me. Okay. Looking forward, Hasnina. You're most welcome, Suha. Okay. Okay. Thank you very much, guys.
Okay. So is there anything else that you want to wrap up, Camelia?
Yes, so I hope to see you guys on the 22nd of October. Download it and make sure that you prepare your profile very nicely, decorate it with a good photo, remember? Okay, and start playing around with the badge. If you have issues with putting in anything on the badge, PM me, I'll be there to help you out. You're most welcome, Penny.
Okay, thank you very much, everyone.
Okay, thanks everyone. I hope you find this session actually useful, and good luck with your matching. Good luck in finding your job. You're most welcome, Hasina.
Thank you so much,
Oh my
everyone.
God, just downloaded Kabel. Okay, way to go. Have a nice day, you too, Hasina.
Okay, thank you very much, everyone. Thank you for staying until the end of the session to all. Okay, and thank you very much to Camelia, our guest speaker. I find, even I myself find it very insightful, and I learned a lot of things. And all of the things that she highlighted are actually things that are happening. Like, for example, like you forgot which company you requested
Apply.
for.
Yeah, that's right.
Because as all the things that she mentioned, like, oh, I've done this before, you know, I've made this mistake before. So now that she has cleared the, you know,
Yeah, I'm just sharing.
ruling.
Yeah, so I'm just sharing some of the experience that some of my clients are actually mentioning. It's not that they don't want to engage with you guys, but if you do not know even how to personalize your own branding, if you don't start to interact, you forgot the very basics of what the company that you're applying for and what kind of role that you're applying for, and then after that you just went silent, right? That's going to land you nowhere actually. So work very hard on that, because there's no time to waste. It's a very highly competitive environment out there to get a job. Yeah.
I think like for some, I think at least for me, my I just mind if I'm sharing a bit. I do like the interview phase, the stages of interview. Maybe like it seems well. It seemed like, oh, it goes well, you know. But then like the turnout, like, oh, we get a sort of an email that, oh, our apologies, but you did not make it, things like that. But during the interview session, it seemed like to be going well. So I feel like sometimes it may be a downer or a letdown for some people, because they thought they did okay because the interview seemed to be going very smoothly, things like that. But then they turned out like, oh, they did not actually make the cut. So sometimes it's a frustrating phase, things like that for candidates applying for jobs.
I can understand. Like I mentioned, Gan, is really, really, for the fact that you actually got into the interview to actually meet face to face, there's already congratulations, Tanya, right? You've really cut through. For example, right, one position that they post on the job portal, FYI, right, there may be 200 to 300 resumes that they get. So for the simple fact that you actually got into the interview in the first place, right, to meet face to face is already a very good place, right? So take that as an opportunity to actually keep improving yourself in terms of your interview skills. Don't let it, be a downer, and discourage you for the next interview. You have to understand that sometimes when you go for an interview, and you may not make it at that point in time, but companies still will remember you when there is a right opportunity that come by, right? So don't, when you don't get a good news, and then after that, you lepas geram, and then there goes, all your all the unhappiness shown on the face, on the email. Just write a courteous, thank you note. Don't burn bridges, because you will never know. They will come back to you again. It's probably just not that particular time. Yeah.
All right. Okay, Camelia. So Faisal actually has something to ask now.
Okay,
Okay, he
sure.
has a question. He is asking, is it okay to ask for feedback if if someone gets rejected, like from the employer?
Right. So I think that is a very commendable thing to do, all right, especially if you are a fresh grad. It really shows that you are a person that wants to improve, interested in self-improvement. And that's a very commendable quality that anybody should have, right? So please go ahead, Faizal. I think that's a very good question. Go ahead and ask for the feedback. It's just that my worry is, I don't know whether sometimes the line manager and recruiter may take a while to actually come back to you. Yeah, that's all. But keep pursuing. Whether you get an answer or not is a good thing to ask. So just go ahead. That's a very good question, Faizal.
Okay, maybe Camelia, you can let the audience know, like, how can one like ask for like how they can draft that kind of tone or set the tone, like to ask for the feedback, like if maybe like you can show an example, like a simple draft.
Okay, just be authentic. Just say thank you, for the experience of, having interviews. It's a pleasure to meet who and who and who. Make sure that you remember the name as well. And noted that, I did not make it today, this time around, but I'd like to still stay in touch. Just by the way, if you could, can you share me a little bit of a feedback why I did not make this round? Because I like to learn, and that's about it.
All right, that's pretty straightforward.
Very straightforward. Yeah.
Okay, while we're at the on this topic, Camelia, I would just like to ask, do you have any idea, like, what are the red flags for some companies? I mean, like the red flag signs, like, for example, I've been seeing a lot on Twitter, some like candidates are when they're applying for jobs, and then the HR may be too blunt, and then like they want people on board immediately. Like, is that a sign of red flag, or sudden they want you to start immediately? Does that mean that they're going to be putting you in a tight spot? Is there any red flag signs?
Okay, that's a valid question, because I've actually seen people offering positions on the spot. I don't think that there's a red flag that is like a congratulation flag. Actually, you've gotten a job. But maybe it's because your question is actually referring to maybe you cannot make it. Is it at that point in time when they say that I need this person in right now?
Because I mean, I am just seeing like some people are like expressing on Twitter, right? Like they want a job, but then the people are like being very pushy about it. They want to respond now, like if they can, if you can join on board, when is the earliest you can come in, without. So it seems a little too good to be true, that kind of situation. So my check, is that actually a good sign or a red flag sign?
I see. Okay. Yeah. Okay, that's a very good question. Okay, now I totally understand your question. Okay, and thanks, Teck Lee. So I think that's signs to look out for, right? Okay. So yes and no. If to ask me, it does show a little bit of a lack of planning on the employer side. Okay, but having said that, there are also some other reasons as well. So my advice here is that hear them out. Why? If you think that I'm good, usually the line manager or the hiring party will wait for you. Okay, but do hear them out and ask, like, how come this is already like suddenly out of nowhere? It's like I have to start immediately lah, because there could be multiple reasons. Okay, sometimes people take the previous candidate may have just signed the offer letter and then they didn't turn out last minute, right? They have waited for this person for like 2 months and whatsoever, then suddenly they say, oh, I can't join, or they just ghosted, didn't appear on the first day of work. Yeah, so that could be the reason. So it really depends on the question, on the reason, right? But if there is a good employer out there, if you ask genuinely and try to understand what is the reason that they need this position so urgently, and if they're able to give you a rational one, a logical reasoning, then that's fine. But if they just, a bit fishy, cannot tell you this, cannot tell you that, and then it just doesn't make sense to you, then there's a big major red flag. Okay.
All right.
That answers your question.
Yeah, right. I think that's an important question to discuss. Because I feel like, especially during this time, they may be like this very shady or fishy organizations that we don't really know the existence of it, taking advantage of people, like, looking up for jobs. So I think this is quite a discussion that has been going around on Twitter as well, because various these employers or companies are taking advantage of people, like out on the look for jobs,
I see. So you guys probably need thanks, Stately. Another talk to look out for, right, is maybe also to look at qualifying your line managers. Right, so I think that will be another interesting topic, and this is also one of what Cable's purpose is because we're trying to actually marry like-minded people together, both on the job seeker and also on the hirer side. So how to qualify a good line manager is a skill that everybody should have, whether you're a student or you're an experienced hire, it doesn't matter, because right, if you got good working relationship with your boss, everything flies. Right, even though if the company really suck big time, but it will fly anyhow because you have a good boss to support you, right? Yeah. That's why earlier on the statistics say that there's so many people out there that say that I'm leaving the company because my boss sucks. You know what I mean? Yeah. So one of the reasons as well. So yeah. Faisal, correct. Things to look out for in the line manager and things to avoid as well. Yeah.
Okay. Okay, thank you very much, everyone. I think this has been very insightful and very good to know, to learn, to share. Thank you very much, Camelia. Take the lead.
Okay. You're most welcome. You're most welcome. Yeah.
Okay, so I believe that is the end of our Q&A session. So from SHRDC side, I would just like to inform the audience, in case you have any friends would like to maybe interested to join in AI, artificial intelligence topic, we do have an upcoming global event, a webinar session just like today. Okay, it will be hosted via this page called deeplearning.ai, but it will still be on Zoom, basically. So if you guys are interested or keen to join, do visit SHRDC on social media. Everything is updated there, and how to register, or you can even share this. All right, so this is SHRDC socials. We have Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, and also general WhatsApp. So anything, you can just let us know. And I have already commented, type it in the chat box, all is Cable socials. So including with the links, yeah. So anyone, to the audience, yeah, feel free to keep in touch with both SHRDC and Cable. All right. Okay, so that is all for me today. Thank you very much for coming in. Thank you so much for dialing in. I hope this has been a very good session for all. Okay, and to you also, Camelia.
Terima kasih, Marissa, and to everybody, semoga dapat jumpa lagi and all the best.
Yes, we hope we will have another round. Maybe we can discuss on that later. And so please be sure to like and follow our socials, because we will most definitely update everything there. Okay. Thank you, Naili.
Okay, thank you. Bye-bye.
All right. Stay safe, everyone.
Stay safe.
Thanks, Camelia.
Most welcome.
At least we had about 18 participants, so it was okay.
We have 20.
But at least only 2% drop.
So how was it, everyone? Did you enjoy and learn something new today? We hope you find the webinar beneficial and informative. Thank you for sitting through until the end of the webinar session with us. If you like what you have experienced today and want to join in for more sessions, do not forget to like and follow our social media channels. Simply search SHRDC on Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram, and Twitter, as all of our programs are regularly updated there. We will include the links to these pages in the description box below. Feel free to connect with us today or visit our website at www.shdc.org.my. Thank you, and we hope to see you again.